about the president's performance, which they think was dismal, which they think will hurt other people down the party in the ticket, and they're having conversations about what they should do about it. Some of those conversations include, should we go to the White House and ask the president to step aside? Other of the conversations are about, should prominent Democrats go public with that call because they feel this debate was so terrible?
Yes.
Do you want the truth? Are you tired of being so confused? You feel like you're more f***ed up than the lies on the evening news? Well, just step right in. We can talk about it all as friends. And if you want, we can hug and kiss and make up for the party ends.
That is Still Point. My name is Matthew Spear. I'm the host of Don't Unfriend Me. I know everyone's going crazy. Oh, is it going to be Whitmer? Is it going to be Newsom? Oh my gosh, it's going to be Mike Obama. Michelle Obama. Folks, Michelle Obama is not going to be president of the United States ever. Does Barack Obama strike you as a person, being a Muslim, who's going to share the limelight with his wife? Give me a break, folks. Listen, everybody's out there spitting and pontificating, and I'm just going to tell you that it's not going to happen. And I know you're going to be upset, but let me tell you why this is what we're here for. The conversation around replacing Joe Biden as the Democratic candidate in the upcoming election is a hot topic right now, but let's be clear, it's not happening. Elections revolve around three things, folks. I've said it a million times: money, power, and votes. And these pillars drive the motivations behind political maneuvers. And they all point to Biden staying in the race. Why? Well, first, let's talk money. The Democratic campaign war chest is nearing $500 million. If Biden were to step down, Kamala Harris would inherit 90% of that war chest. This massive financial shift would make it nearly impossible for any serious contender to mount a competitive campaign in the next 5 months. No one in the party is eager to disrupt the current financial strategy, especially not with such high stakes. Next is power. Biden has been snubbed by his own party before. Remember, Obama favored Hillary Clinton over him. Biden has run for president 3 times, and he's not giving up the throne easily. His family, deeply entrenched in the political landscape, also has no intention of stepping aside. The incumbency offers a significant advantage, akin to the home court advantage in sports. Biden isn't showing any signs of relinquishing his campaign, and there's no substantial movement within the party to force his hand, no matter what anyone is saying at this point. Everyone flips out over debates. Everyone flips out when he falls off his bike. The same thing is true with Trump when he gets indicted for sexual assault, even though he didn't touch her, and gets another court case in Georgia. Everyone flips out, and very rarely does it become the Armageddon moment that they espouse. But then you got to look at the one thing: votes. Kamala Harris is already 5 points behind in the polls, and that's without extensive public scrutiny. Her numbers could potentially drop further once the electorate hears more of her directly. Once she cackles, it's not going to be a good thing. Biden, despite his flaws, has a significant edge as the incumbent, and that's really it. The evidence overwhelmingly suggests he will continue his campaign, and logistically, it's an improbability. The delegates Biden secured during the primaries are obligated to support him at the DNC, no matter what happens. Every state has held its presidential primary, and Democratic rule mandates that these delegates remain pledged to Biden, unless he withdraws from the race. That's a whole nother conversation. Biden has been clear, though, he's not stepping down. Shortly after a debate in Atlanta, he told his supporters, quote, blah, 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 potato. Just kidding. He said, let's keep going. His campaign spokesperson echoed this sentiment, affirming that Biden is not dropping out. The Democrat National Committee, the DNC, controls the conventions and their rules. While the DNC could theoretically change the rules before the convention, like they did to screw over Bernie Sanders twice, this isn't likely as long as Biden remains in the race. The current rules state delegates elected to the National Convention pledged to a presidential candidate shall in all good conscience reflect the sentiments of those who elected them. Kamala Harris as vice president does not automatically replace Biden if he steps down. This is important. Everyone says this. The vice presidency doesn't confer a default succession to the top of the ticket. If Biden decides to leave the race, Harris would join other top Democratic contenders in a bid to replace him, leading to a scenario where candidates lobby individual state delegations for support. This hasn't happened since 1960 when JFK and LBJ competed for votes during the Democratic convention. Potential Democratic candidates like Governor Gavin Newsom, Whitmer, Pennsylvania, Shapiro, Illinois, Pritzker, California, Kahane have their own presidential aspirations but face significant challenges. Those who Biden bested in the 2020 primary, such as Sanders, Warren, and Klobuchar, and even Pete Buttigieg, might also consider running again, maybe. If Biden abruptly left the race, conservative groups are prepared to file lawsuits questioning the legality of the Democratic candidate's name on the ballot. This legal uncertainty adds another layer of complexity to any potential replacement scenario as well. Think of all the negatives. The Democrats are not about to let this happen. They are fully committed to racing this pony to the finish line. The strategy is to get Biden across the finish line, after which they can position Kamala Harris and eventually groom Hakeem Jeffries, the new Obama clone, for future leadership. This strategy ensures a VP run for Whitmer or Newsom in 2028 with Jeffries on the ticket. Additionally, Biden's presence on the ticket supports down-ballot voting, preventing a Republican mandate, and provides Donald Trump a lame duck presidency if he wins. Democrats understand the intricate game of political chess they are playing. They may not be very good at it, but they do understand it. They don't trust Trump, they don't like Trump, and they certainly don't want him in office, but democratically controlled Senate and House, which is more than likely what the American populace will give them, because this is what happens. They don't necessarily trust Trump either. Youngkin, DeSantis, or Haley in 2028 is truly the focus of the Republican Party if they lose. It's all about positioning, strategy, and maintaining control over the long term. This isn't a game of checkers, it's complex chess, and it's a match where every move is calculated to secure and maintain money, power, and yes, votes. Folks, thanks for watching. You may have just heard Supreme Court has decided in favor of Donald Trump, at least officially in office, making decisions that would make him immune from prosecution. This is going to complicate things. What else is new? Please go over to thedumbnews.com and take a look if you'd like to read that, or join us tonight at 7 o'clock as we are live. It'll be Leroy, Amy, and myself. We can't wait to see you. God bless. Take care. See you tonight.
Adjusting transmitter output.
This is the Don't Unfriend Me Show with your hosts, Matt, Leroy, Amy, Olivia, and Mike. Geopolitics, military analysis, and election coverage. Coming to you live on the Spreely.tv network and all major social media channels at The Dumb Show. Honest, direct, unfiltered. We can agree, we can disagree. Just don't unfriend me.